Can you visualize yourself right now, the most reactive version of you? What is that like? As we're created, our job is to eventually become the vessels for the light of the Creator. That the light and the vessel become as one. When we feel chaos or disconnection in our lives, it's because we haven't done what we need to do in our spiritual work, in our consciousness, in whatever, to allow the light of the Creator to come inside of us. What's interesting is the greatest garbage that we have, the thing that is hardest for us to change, actually becomes the vessel for the greatest light. Meaning, the worst part of us is actually the way that we will reveal the most light and the greatest gifts for the world. So what you find is the thing that's hard for you to change is actually how you're going to inspire the world. It's actually going to be the thing that's going to help you get close to your soulmate. It's actually going to be the thing that helps you find your true purpose and your career in the way you bring light to the world. So your garbage actually is the vessel for the greatest light. Why? What is when we're very reactive and we have something in our lives that we have a hard time changing? Let's say it's our anger, control, we're insecurity, jealousy, laziness, fears. It means that I have the biggest desire in that area. Think about a person who controls other people. He has a big desire. That big desire translates into fear, so he's always trying to control things or control people. Through the spiritual work of what we're learning, it transforms the reactive control into proactive control. What is proactive control? We learn Kabbalah because we want to have control over this world. Who here does not want to have complete control over chaos, control over disease, control over their love life, to not worry about what things are going to happen, when things are going to happen? If I'm with the light, I'm in complete control. Nothing can touch me if I'm with the light. That's the real control. Knowing that because I'm with the light, yes, it looks down, it looks up, it looks this way, it looks that way, it looks dark, but I'm so connected that I feel completely in control. And it's not just like a mind game you play. When a person is connected with the light, they see everything, they feel everything. Has it happened that since you've started Kabbalah, you could be going through something very difficult, but you don't feel it's a problem? Normally, you would be devastated. Normally, you'd be going crazy. But you actually feel like it's going to be okay. And there's no indication that it's going to be okay. Raise your hand if you've even tasted a little bit of that. So where does that come from? That is the control that comes from the light. You feel in control. Then there's control that comes from Satan, which is, I got to control everyone, everything. And when they don't do what I want, I get upset. I get frustrated. I get insecure. I get needy. That's the reactive control. Anger, what is anger? Anger is entitlement. I believe I should receive. So what's bad about that? It's bad if I believe I should receive without actually giving. That's the problem. The Creator wants you to receive, but the way to receive everything is to let go of everything. You have to let go. I was speaking with somebody earlier, and they said, I want to do this for my boyfriend. I really want to do it, but I'm not going to do it until he does this for me. So, because I don't want to set a precedence that I'm just going to, be walked all over and that I'm easy, and that I'm this and that I'm that. And they've been together for a while. He said, until you let go completely of your fears, completely let go, you're not going to be able to receive from the light's point of view what you're looking for. Everything's going to be like a tit for tat. It's going to be like, I'm going to do this if you do that. And you have to let go of your entitlement completely. Once you let it go, once you let go of the entitlement, then the light comes in and something inside you changes. then you can actually give. Then you can actually feel the other person. But if you have your entitlement and your anger and whatever, the anger needs to be transformed into passion. That's really what anger is. It's passion. It's used for me getting my way and filling up my fears. But once I can let go of the entitlement, say, I don't care if I don't receive, I'm going to break this thing inside me. Some people have an opposite tikkun. They believe that they shouldn't receive anything. That's a separate issue. But people who feel entitlement and feel like things should go their way and they get frustrated when it doesn't, they need to let go completely. Let go completely and be of service. Until, it could take 1 day, it could take 3 days, it could take 1 month, until they feel like it doesn't bother them anymore. That they transformed the reactive anger. And what happens when people become too spiritual? So they're no longer angry. But what happens is then they become dull. They actually have to use the vessel of anger now for passion, excitement. The most selfish people, I remember meeting in the beginning in Kabbalah 1, a very selfish person. Like, that excites me. When I meet someone who has so much selfishness, they're always wanting stuff, they're always nudging. I want this, I want that. The desire is everything, but the problem is you feel like he's all into himself because he wants everything for himself. Now, this person starts to learn Kabbalah, and I've seen this progression before. What happens at the end of Kabbalah 3? Does he still want everything? Does he still want everything? Does he still have that desire and craving for everything? Of course he does. But now he's smart. He says, wait a minute, how can I get everything? Get everything by letting go of everything. So he uses that same desire and he starts sharing all day long. He starts breaking his nature. People who are very selfish and meticulous, if they can be selfish and meticulous for the light, that's huge. So it's about using your garbage and removing all fears, insecurity, and negativity and selfishness around it and making it about the light. Does that make sense? Yes or no? So the main lesson from lesson number 1 is whatever you're working on now, or it's the hardest thing for you, know that somehow that has to be the way that you actually reveal the light. That's how you're going to actually care about people. That thing that's making you not care about people is actually how you will care about people in the end. If you're a complainer, you complain about something all the time, you're just always complaining. It's because you desire things to be good, and when they're not good, you complain. So what should you do? You should make things good for everyone else all the time. Forget about what's happening for you. You're complaining because things aren't good for you, so you need to make things good for everybody else all the time. All the time. Serve other people. Make them comfortable all the time. Watch how you stop complaining. You won't complain. You actually feel happiness and joy. So, there's a very famous story in the Bible. It's a story of Adam and Eve. Are you familiar with the story? Yes or no? All right. If you ever learn, we can't go into it all tonight, but if you ever learn the deep Kabbalistic explanation of that biblical story, it's mind-blowing, it's so practical, it's so beautiful. I'm going to share with you a little bit about it. It says that Adam was created on the 6th day of creation. What day of creation was Adam created? 6. Very good. Never gets old, right? 6th day of creation. What time, even though time is relative in this story, but what period of time during the day was Adam created? He was created at noon. At noon. What does Adam represent? Adam and Eve represent all the male and female souls in this world. Adam and Eve represent the beginning of the tikkun process. So regardless of what happened before or after or evolution, we're not going to get into that. But Adam and Eve mark spiritually the first souls that have tikkun or correction, that which needs to be corrected. Adam and Eve were born in which reality? The tree of life or the tree of knowledge? What do you think? They were born and created in the tree of life. The tree of life is the good. The tree of knowledge is the bad. Notice how it's also called the tree of knowledge, good and bad, but right now, for the purposes of this, It's the negative side. So Adam and Eve were actually created pure. They weren't created with the garbage that we have. They weren't created with the selfish desires, fears, and insecurities that we have. How do we know? Because before the sin, were they ashamed of seeing each other naked? Yes or no? No, it's a code. It means they didn't have fears. They saw the truth, they saw the light, they saw everything. But there's a problem with being so spiritual. What was the lesson we just learned? That my greatest garbage, the filthier the garbage, the harder the correction, the harder the tikkun, the harder the barrier to me to change, the bigger the vessel to reveal the light. That means if I came to the world an amazing person, and I was always spiritual, and everyone always loved me, and I always loved everyone so naturally, how much light can I really reveal in this world? Not much. Not much. So a spiritual person isn't a good person. It's a person who was bad and became good. Does that make sense? So by bad, doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means that you just have a lot of issues, fears, insecurities. You got to find them because that's your gift. That's your treasure. So when Adam was created, he wasn't created with the biggest vessel, with the maximum capacity to reveal the light. He was created pure, with truth. So what happened? In order for creation and the full light to be revealed, all our souls were in the souls of Adam and Eve, but they weren't at the place they could bring maximum light. I'll give you another example. A child being born. Imagine a baby that's 5 months old. When we see a baby 5 months old, what do we call him? What do we say? You're such a what? Joy. She's such a joy, such an angel. And when they become like 13, 14, call them like a devil, right? We don't say you're an angel, you're so good, you're so pure. All of a sudden, they lose that. But a child, how much light can a child bring to the world? Does nothing, just sits there. Why is he an angel? Because he doesn't have a desire to receive for the self alone that's big. He doesn't have doesn't have issues yet. So while, yes, he's very angelic, at the same time, he has no capacity to bring light to the world for anyone in any way. Yes, he brings joy to his parents and whoever sees him. That's not my point. My point is, can this baby communicate energy throughout the whole world proactively from his own free will? No. So what does he need? Something needs to happen. He needs to grow up. And as he grows up, what becomes activated and what he accumulates is what? Selfishness, and garbage, and negativity. Things happen to this child. Sometimes things we say, oh no, so nothing should, of course, things shouldn't happen to children. We want to protect them. But if their tikkun process from a past life dictates it, certain challenges happen to expand the vessel of the child. Although the child now has more selfishness, more garbage, the child needs to go down to build the vessel. And then after the age of 13 for a boy, 12 for a girl, it's a 7-year period until the age of 20 where the maximum vessel is being built. The desire is being built. And from that moment after 20, he's fully responsible for transforming all that selfishness into light. So some Kabbalists say that actually the sin of Adam and Eve had to happen, and there was no choice. It was a process that all the souls had to go down into the mud of the mud to get the biggest desire to then reveal the maximum light. Okay? The Creator told Adam and Eve, for 6 hours, I need you to just work on yourselves and study. It says to learn about the inner secrets of the light of the Creator. As the Creator said to Adam and Eve, for 6 hours, 6 is a code, to build your capacity to handle darkness and negativity, I need you to immerse in spiritual study, in a spiritual environment for 6 hours. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you probably will have a tendency to be most reactive tomorrow. 5 minutes after this class, we're all angels and we're all spiritual. But starting tomorrow morning, we forget everything, the negativity comes back, the mood comes back. Because you have to always immerse yourself in a spiritual environment to then handle the negativity that comes later. The Creator said, eventually you have to have this, yes. But first, prepare your consciousness for 6 hours. 6 hours then makes it actually Friday night, because if they were born at noon, it's Friday night, and that's the secret, which we're not going to get into today. The secret of Shabbat, or the Sabbath, means that a holy energy will come to protect you. If you study and prepare yourself, then a holy energy will come. Then, when you can taste from the tree of knowledge, good and evil, you can take from that tree, and you will have the biggest vessel, but you'll have done it in the proactive way. So they did it in the reactive way. They said, wait a minute. The snake came and said, listen. This tree of knowledge, didn't the Creator tell you you should have this? Yes or no? Is it answer yes or no to this question? The snake said, eventually the Creator wants you to have this. Yes or no? Yes. So the snake, you know what the snake said? He said, what's the big deal? Come take a bite. The Creator wants you to have it. What's the big deal? Remember the story of, I shared it with some people in class, of your birthday party? You come to your birthday party and you're very hungry. Has everybody heard this before? That's a great story. It's your birthday. It's a surprise party for you. You come to this place. Everyone's like, surprise! It's your friend's house. Yeah, oh my God. You didn't realize you were going to have a birthday party. You're like hungry. You're tired. You're not wearing like the right clothes. Anyways, you come in and everyone's having fun, whatever, but you're starving. So you said, so you start to go into your friend's kitchen, and you're looking around, you're looking for food. You ever done that? So looking in the basket, you open the fridge, and you see cake with your name on it. Right? It's your birthday, there's a cake with your name on it that obviously your friends got and put in the fridge for you. You ever heard this story? So you're hungry. You're hungry. It's your cake. It's your birthday. The whole thing's for you. So you reach into the fridge. You don't even look for a utensil. You just take the 2-finger swipe, a swipe. And you probably, maybe it's a little messy on one side of the cake. So you think, well, I'll just take a little bit of the piece here, so it doesn't ruin the cake. And it tastes so good. So you start and you realize you made a mess, so you actually go get a knife to make it like a clean mess. So you start you cut a piece, and you're eating it in the fridge like this. You're so hungry. And then all your friends come into the kitchen because they're ready to sing happy birthday for you and come get the cake. And they come and they see you in the corner of the fridge like this. What's the issue here? It's your cake, it's your birthday, you're hungry, what's the problem? Are all your friends not going to be like, oh, we love you, happy birthday, and give you a big hug? What's going to happen? What are they going to say? What are you doing? You're ruining it. What do you mean? What do you want from me? It's my birthday. It had my name on it. You don't want me to enjoy? You don't want me to be happy? So obviously we know this story makes sense because you have to wait for the time where the host is ready to give you what you should receive. The host is ready to give you. What do we do in life? We don't wait for the host to give us. What do? We go to the fridge, we start sticking our hand in the cake. For example, laziness. Laziness is a major tikkun. Laziness is the worst version of sticking your hand in the cake. Because what is laziness? Laziness is me laying here, watching a show or on social media or whatever, saying, Creator wants me to be happy. Creator wants me to have everything. Creator wants me to enjoy. In fact, I learned in Kabbalah 1, class 1, that the light is everywhere, not moving, and static. Isn't it true? Isn't the light everywhere? Never moving, never changing? So I will never move, and I will never change, and I will be like the light. Kabbalah said, be like the light. Creator wants me to enjoy, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy. But what's wrong with this movie? Does the light want you to enjoy and be comfortable, yes or no? So why can't I just enjoy and be comfortable? Why do I need to go out, do spiritual work, Because the comfort and the joy has to come from the host, not you taking it. If you take it, then you did what Adam and Eve did. They went too early, took a bite. They took that bite too early. And what happened after that, it's more complicated than I'm going to explain it, is good and bad became mixed into one. The pure side and the dark side became as one. And all the souls of humanity, all of us, came down to this world. And what do we deal with on a daily basis? Good and bad. And it's a constant fight. Good, it looks good, it looks bad. I feel good, I feel bad. I'm in a good mood, I'm in a bad mood. So, the second spiritual lesson is how important it is to study all the time. To study about the light of the Creator. For our purposes, studying the wisdom of Kabbalah is literally studying about the light of the Creator. But anything proactive that you study, you need to do it all the time. You don't want to be the student who comes when you feel you need to come. You always have to be studying to prepare yourself for when the chaos comes, because the chaos has to come to expand your vessel, like we said. But the study prepares you for it. Somebody told me today, I get so reactive all the time. What do you do to not get reactive? I said, every morning I take 1 to 2 hours to study. Because whether it's a good day, a bad day, a difficult day, or whatever day, bless you. If you don't study, you won't be ready for the test. Don't just study when you feel the desire to study. Don't just study when you have nothing else to do. Don't just study when you're going through a tough time. Be a proactive studier. That's the bottom line. Whatever inspires you. Kabbalah is powerful. It's the wisdom of the light of the Creator. It's the wisdom of the Bible. So if you study it, you're going to feel the light. But anything you study that is proactive for your soul is going to help you. That's lesson number 2. Ready for the last lesson? All right. So everything in this world has what and what? Good and bad. Sarah, you had a question? What was the first lesson? What was the first lesson?
Comfort and joy has to come from the host.
Comfort and joy has to come from the host. That was a 1.5 lesson. That was in between 1 and 2. Absolutely. That is also a lesson. What was the first lesson?
Your greatest garbage is your biggest
Great. Your greatest garbage is your greatest gift. And sometimes the Creator makes us fall to expand our vessel. Sometimes you had no choice. You actually had to fall. It's hard to tell when you had free will and when you didn't. But there are times when you try your best, but no matter what, you are going to make that mistake. Hurt someone, say something you shouldn't have, do something that got you fired.
You say that you study or you practice about an hour or 2 every morning, and I'd like to think I could do that, but it's unrealistic at this moment.
Why is it not realistic? Do you go to the gym?
Not as much as I should.
Okay. What do you do in the first 3 hours of your day?
Work. I get up, I try to meditate for 15 minutes in the morning.
Okay, so meditation, 15 minutes, that's
Yeah.
also good.
No, that's a start, but I'm saying, like, is there a way of sort of being present and doing things in a way where it's a starting point, I commit, can I say that I can do 2 hours, every day? No.
No,
I'm
not saying you should do 2 hours. And
Right.
by the way, I don't always do 1 to 2 hours,
Okay.
even 15 minutes.
Right.
But the idea is, the same way you're not going to leave the house without deodorant, even, doesn't matter how busy you are, you're not going to leave the house without deodorant or clothes. Have you ever left the house without clothes and say, listen, I just didn't have time? You know you're going to fail if you go out there without clothes.
Right.
So it's all about...
What's 15 minutes for you? What does that look like? Are you reading from the Zohar?
So I like to stretch in the morning and listen to a class while I'm exercising. So I'm listening while I'm exercising, and then I actually like to read and study something throughout the day. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, because it's just like it's like eating food. The way you like to eat snacks, you don't just have one meal and then just starve yourself there. You have snacks, you drink some water, because you know your body needs energy. I've learned it's just not worth it to not do it. That's all it is. You just learn that it's not worth it to skip it. The way you would not skip food, deodorant, shower, wearing clothes. You realize it's not worth it. The last time you went outside without your pants, it wasn't worth it. It didn't work out. It just didn't work out. People didn't understand what was going on, you know? So it's the same way, because then you get upset with someone and people don't understand what's going on with you right now. I'm just in a bad mood. I'm just a little agitated right now. So put some pants on. You know, put some spiritual pants on. Go outside. Open your phone. Take out a podcast. Take out an app. Do something. Connect. We don't give ourselves permission enough. That's the problem. We don't give ourselves permission enough. So everything in this world has what and what? Good and bad. Everything has. Everything has good and bad. So what's our job now? Our job spiritually is to separate the good from the bad. To separate, now that we've been intertwined with the tree of knowledge, good and bad, it's time to separate and extract the good. How does a person extract the good, the light out of something? First, to realize everything has good and bad. Your husband has good and bad. Your best friend has good and bad. Your hero has good and bad. Your career has good and bad. Your car has good and bad. Your hair has good and bad. Everything has the positive and the negative inside of it. In fact, when a person is just good, they leave this world, because they're no longer allowed to be in this world, because this world is the world of good and bad. If you want to be good, you have to leave. That's the end of the correction of a person. So how do you connect with the good? Very simple. Always see the good. That's all it is. You're going through something tough, see the good. It's good. You tell yourself it's good. You see the good all the time. Good, good, good. What happens is you elevate the good and you remove the bad. When you see something as bad, you enhance the bad. You actually, it says you have intercourse with the bad. Because Adam and Eve, they ate from the tree, but you know what they did after they ate from the tree? It said they had intercourse with the snake. It's a metaphor. They had intercourse. It means spiritually they came together in like a sexual union. When we see the bad of someone, we actually unite our soul with their bad. If you see someone, for example, as lazy, and you judge, and you see it bad, like it upsets you and you go into it and you don't see the good, what happens is at that moment, your soul connects with their laziness. So you start becoming lazy after that. If you've ever really judged someone for something, notice how a day, a week, or a month later, you act just like them. You will taste what they're going through. How many of us in this room have someone close to us that we really want them to grow? Raise your hand. And it frustrates you. It's called passive evil eye. What's it called? Passive evil eye. What's passive evil eye? When you look at someone and you start judging them and you belittle them in your mind and you want them to change and you're like, you never change. You're always the same. It's the same thing. What you're doing is you're making them a worse person. You're actually doing to them what they're trying not to be. And what you're frustrated about. You are the reason they're not changing. Isn't that amazing? How do we know this? I've seen it so many times. A man in a relationship or a woman in a relationship is like, they're just so shut down, they're negative, they're this, they're that, and the other thing, right? All of a sudden, like the woman lets go of the man because he's so this and he's so that. 2 weeks later, he finds another woman. He gets married like 6 months later, and he's like the happiest guy in the world, and he's like so giving, and he's so sharing, and he's the opposite of how he was with her. So what happened? It must have been something she was doing that suppressed and brought out his negativity, and he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. That's our problem. We see the bad, and we focus on it, we complain about it, we verbalize it, we talk to our friends about it, we talk to God about it. Oh, he's so bad. So what happens is we are causing the bad. We decide to choose to connect with the tree of knowledge, good and bad, and we go deeper into this world. As opposed to someone who always sees the good, they see miracles. They bring out the good. They feed the good. So that people, well, what kind of, imagine a coach who always saw what was wrong with you. Yes, there are people who point out what's wrong. That's not bad. But if you point out what's wrong, it has to be from a place where you just love them and you see all their good and you have so much compassion and you're not judging them. You're just saying, hey, I don't understand. Why are you doing this? I see so much. I believe. You have to believe in them because that awakens their light. And then you can point out what they need to change. But with that strength you awaken, then they can change it. Who in your life do you give passive evil eye to? And as a result, inject the serpent's venom into them and sabotage them. We are the reason why people don't grow. Because we look at them and, why is dating so fun? Dating's a blast. Why is dating a blast in the beginning? Because you only see the good. And if you see the bad, you're just not going to date them. So you're never actually dating someone you see the bad in. Because if you see the bad, you're just not going to go out with them anymore. So that reality of going out on a date and judging them doesn't really happen. Because if you're judging them, you would never even go out with them, right? So why are you going out with them? Because you see good. And it's great. But what happens when you put a ring on it? Put a ring on it, now you don't have a choice anymore. If you're judging them, you can't say, honey, I'm not coming home this week. I'm just going to go somewhere else and enjoy myself and date other people. You can't do that. You have to actually go back, but you're seeing the bad. Now what happens? You see the bad, then you start acting bad. Then they see the bad, and then it's over. Because what happens? You just keep awakening each other's negativity, and each person gets worse. And what's amazing is someone else on the periphery can look at you and say, why are you treating him like that? I would die to be with a guy like that. All these women would love to be with a guy like that. But why, or a girl like that, but what is it that the person inside the relationship, all the person inside the relationship sees as negativity? So of course they can't see the good. On the outside, everybody sees the good. The other person who has to live with them, that's why it's challenging. Now, if you can awaken their good, you have done the most miraculous thing ever, because it says a person who can unify himself with one other person is God. It's the hardest thing in the world to do, but if you do it, you are God. Literally, you become godly. You're not godly because of the money or the status or the fame. You are the most famous person in the world if you can unify yourself with another person in a relationship. There's nothing harder than that. There's nothing harder. What does that mean to unify? It means every day you're finding a way to trick the snake that's trying to trick you in the relationship. If it means seeing the good, coming from love, putting your desires aside, letting go of your fears, letting go of your insecurities, pushing away other temptations. It's a constant work. It's a constant battle. Not being lazy. I know some people who are actually great people, but they're just lazy in the relationship. So they're also not becoming the best version of themselves. Yeah, they would never cheat, they would never complain, they would never harm the person, but they're just lazy. So it's also, you're not giving, you're not treating your neighbor as yourself, as you would want to be treated. To be lazy in a relationship means to lose the desire and the passion to care about them, especially the way you first did. Right? Remember in the beginning, it was like so exciting to wake up and you driving home and you come up with ideas of how to surprise them with stuff, and you start to see things to buy for them and bring them, and you go on trips and you're like, oh, I know she would like this and that way, and all of a sudden you're not concerned with it anymore. You don't look for it. You're not craving it. You have other issues to deal with. It takes a back seat. As long as your relationship isn't the number one thing in your life, it's gonna fail. If it becomes number 2 or number 3, it's done. It's over. It gets the poison of the snake. And it's the hardest thing in the world. So some people say, well, I just won't have a relationship. I'll just always date. This doesn't work either, because you need the other person to expand your vessel. So how are you going to expand your vessel? So the Creator is going to send you chaos to expand your vessel. It's just much easier to unify yourself with another person. All roads lead to companionship. There's no way to avoid it. You're not going to avoid pain and suffering by avoiding companionship. So what's the lesson? In everything in life, first you have to see the good. Extract the good, then you can confront, then you can deal with things, then you can talk about things. But if you're not seeing the good, you're having intercourse with the snake. And then you feel bad. You're wondering why you feel bad and why things aren't working for you. Imagine tomorrow, just only see the good. You see something bad? No, I see this good part of it. He's doing this? No, but he also has this trait. It's active seeing good. Watch what happens. You hear bad news? See the good in it. It's also the equivalence of certainty. There was a Kabbalist who wasn't that smart, but his name was Gamzula Tova. The person who said everything is for the good. Everything's for the good. So every time something bad happened, he said, no, it's for the good. It's for the good. It's for the good. Everything. He got robbed, for the good. Something happened, he said for the good. In the end, he got everything. And it looked like he was stupid. It looked like he just wasn't thinking. It's actually good not to think. Actually, if you stop thinking and you just say everything is good, watch what happens. Watch what happens to you. You become happy. You have everything. It's almost like you're cheating the system. Think about nothing, but that everything is good. See what happens. See how much people like to be around you. You just become simple. You become a simple person that just plays the game that way. Any final questions? Yes? What did you say? The snake is, okay, the question was, how does the snake relate to Satan? The snake is the original, it's the epitome of Satan. It's the physical manifestation of the force of Satan. So that's why we all have Satan's influence, because we all have the poison of the snake, the venom of the snake from the sin of Adam. The Kabbalah say actually the skin that we have, the skin is the snake, the skin of the snake. That's why we're all so into our body consciousness. The body only thinks about itself. And that's why we have skin. And when we all transform, it says that even the skin becomes like light. The word, there's a play on words for skin in Hebrew and light. That it's the same word, more or less. So that your skin becomes the light of the Creator. I'm sorry? One different vowel. Right. It's just the one different vowel. Same consonants. So our homework for the rest of our lives is even, you see, you have a neck pain, right? There's a pain in your neck. It's also good. Just say it's good. I love you back. Back, you're good. It's good. It's good. Why say it's bad? It's good. What happens is you awaken the good. If you say it's bad, then you awaken the pain. That's all it is. For the rest of our lives, try it. Try to always see the good. And you can hear this recording all the time. You're going to get this recording. Try to listen to the recording, a little bit of it, every day. You'll hear secrets that you didn't hear before. Always see the good this week and for the rest of your lives. Thank you guys very much, okay?